Welcome back to Wrestling with Horror. My name is Andrew Dreamer. This is the channel where we talk about professional wrestling, we talk about horror movies, and we look at all the ways that they intersect, connect, and everything in between. Now today, I wanted to take a look at something in the professional wrestling world. I know we've got a lot going on with the Scream franchise, but let's take a second to dive in to WWE's The Bloodline. Now, the main thing I really wanted to talk about with The Bloodline is why this story has become one of the best stories told in professional wrestling in a long time. And I'm talking about WWE, I'm talking about AEW, New Japan. I think this storyline has become one of the biggest and best things that professional wrestling has seen in the last decade, maybe even 2 decades, who knows? It's definitely up there. Now, of course, this is all subjective, and I want to hear your opinion down in the comments below. But that being said, let's just jump right in to why I think The Bloodline has become one of the biggest stories in a long time. Who would have thought in 2020, when Roman Reigns returned and turned heel for the first time in a long time, that this would be the beginning of what we're seeing now as The Bloodline? I don't think anybody really saw it coming, but WWE has been playing the long game from the beginning with this storyline, and I'm so glad that they did because it was absolutely 100% the right choice. Now, obviously, Roman Reigns defeated Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt to become the Universal Champion, and of course that led to the unification and him becoming the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion, holding both belts, and now he's held them for over 900 days. It's been a long time. He's still going strong. He hasn't been pinned in years. And he's 100% one of the top wrestlers in the entire world. You could even say he's the best wrestler in the entire world if you're going strictly based off success like that. However, where this story starts, after Roman Reigns becoming champion, aligning himself with Paul Heyman, it starts with Roman taking on Jey Uso. Main event Jey. Now, obviously, Jey had his title shot. He had one more at the Hell in a Cell I Quit match. And if he lost, he had to basically follow Roman's orders. After that, he lost. Jimmy returned from his injury. And they kind of just fell in line and started they were the Bloodline. Roman, Jimmy, and Jey. They all were the Bloodline, and they were just destroying everybody in their paths, and nobody could stop them. Eventually, down the line, they brought on Solo Sikoa to join the Bloodline and take his place in their family. And here's where we get to the good part. Sami Zayn, the honorary Uce. Now, Sami Zayn's storyline started small, him trying to just kind of get his way in there, do these little things for the Bloodline. And of course, they were trepidatious about it, as anyone should be. But eventually they kind of got wore down, and they led him into their good graces. And Sami was proving himself over and over again. Now, of course, he wasn't perfect, but who is? Now, he really did just want to be a part of this Bloodline, to show them how much he cared for them and want to help them. He took so many bullets for them, as Jey showed when he was defending Sami at the trial. Now, Paul Heyman never really trusted Sami. Jimmy's kind of been on the fence. Jey was adamantly against Sami Zayn for the longest time, and he was actually the one who came to Sami's defense at the trial, and he became Sami's biggest supporter at that point. And it was just a nice turn of events. It was a nice kind of rounding off of the story in that sense. And then here comes Kevin Owens sneaking his way back in, trying to get Sami to turn against the Bloodline, trying to he's trying to help his friend is what he's doing from becoming one of them. He doesn't want his friend Sami to be one of them. And then we get to War Games, where Sami proves himself yet again by taking out Kevin Owens with the chair and giving his team the win. This was actually the moment where Jey, I think, was won over. Now, of course, here comes the Royal Rumble. What happens at the Royal Rumble when Kevin Owens takes on Roman Reigns for the Undisputed Universal Championship? He gets his shot, he loses the match, and then he gets tied up, handcuffed to the ropes. The Usos give him at least 15 or 20 super kicks, who knows? And he's just being beat down mercilessly, and over. And then Roman basically goes to hit him with a chair, and Sami steps in front of him and says, "Stop, it's enough, it's done, please, let's just go, you won." Roman doesn't like this. And then in turn, he tells Sami, "You're going to hit him with the chair." And what does Sami do? Sami hits Roman with the chair, turning his back on the Bloodline, because he realizes that they're going too far. He's seeing what Kevin has been telling him that they're doing for months now, and he's finally seeing it, and he's putting a stop to it because he's done with it. Then he gets super kicked by Jimmy Uso. Solo gets his shots in. Roman beats him over and over again with that steel chair. And what does Jay do? Jay is torn between his love for Sami and his love for his family. So he leaves. So that brings us to the premium live event, or pay-per-view for you older people, that we just had. The final stop before WrestleMania. We had Sami Zayn taking on Roman Reigns for that championship. And it was a phenomenal match. I loved every second of it. It kept me on the edge of my seat. I was really happy with everything that was going on. The storytelling between the two, the heightening of the drama with the kickouts, the near falls, the interferences, the ref bumps. It all worked really well. And then you have Jey Uso coming in. Roman's telling him to take out Sami with the chair. He doesn't do it. And instead, Roman moves out of the way, and Sami accidentally spears Jey. And, that's kind of where the match comes to a close. Roman wins. They beat him down some more until KO comes out and makes the save. And you think, hey, maybe we're going to get Sami and KO teaming up again. And honestly, we probably are. That's most likely where this is headed. But the next night on Raw, Kevin Owens tells Sami that if you need a tag team partner, go talk to Jay. I don't want nothing to do with you. You didn't believe me. You didn't listen to me, all that. And that's where we're at now. So, but I told you all of that because I think it's important to know all that before I give you the reasoning behind this story being one of the best in a long time. And it's become the best because it's grown organically. WWE has done a fantastic job of letting this just kind of play out however it plays out. From the very beginning, they've let Roman kind of do his thing and let Paul Heyman have control over it. They've put something together so good that it could keep going for another 2 or 3 years, and I would enjoy every second of it. I don't think it's stale at all. I think that there's new things you can do with this every week. There's more family members you could incorporate, anything like that. There is 100 million different things you could do to keep this storyline going. Now, whether they do that or not, I don't know. But the Bloodline is what keeps me coming back every week. It makes me want to watch the show every week or check out the highlights over and over and over again. Even if I watch it live, I want to see those segments over and over because it's intriguing to me and it keeps me on the edge of my seat, and I want to see what's going to happen next with Sami and Jey Uso and Roman Reigns and Solo. Are they going to bring somebody else in? I want to know. And to me, that's why this storyline has become one of the biggest in WWE history, at least over the last decade, for sure. But as I said before, I want to know what your thoughts on this storyline are in the comments. Let me know what you think about Sami Zayn. Do you think he should have won the title? Do you think that he would have been a worthy champion? Do you think that the Bloodline is going to continue? Are they going to break up? Are they going to keep splintering? What about Jay? Is he going back or is he going with Sami? What's going to happen? I want to know your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you haven't done it already, turn your notification bell on so you never miss a video from Wrestling with Horror. But my name is Andrew Dreamer, and I'll see you next time on Wrestling with Horror.